almost, I think, is technically February 13th considered like Galentine's Day? Or is that just something that we made up? Like, I don't remember exactly what it is. But it is almost Valentine's Day. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day for those of you listening to this on the day that it's being released. You're the real ones. And I thought this would be fun to do an episode on date ideas, especially for people who are like in cold winter areas. Valentine's Day, I'm really glad it does happen in the middle of winter because it's like, what else are we gonna do? It gives you something to look forward to, but it's also like there's not a lot of options on things to do. And I feel like every single time people have like, I don't know, even just in marriage, we're like, what should we do? I don't know, like go to dinner and see a movie. It's like, come on, like we have to find some more exciting things to do in the winter months when you're trying to be all cute and romantic, whether you're just casually dating someone or asking someone out, or if you're like me and you're married and you're just like, we have to get out of the house. We literally have to. We're going to just explode. So I put on my list today some date ideas that are fun. Some are indoors, like in the house activities. Some get you out a little bit. But they all should be something that could spark a little romance for you. So I'm excited to hop into today's episode. Thanks for being here. Let's do it. So I'm all snuggled up in my blankie because I don't own a ton of pink, specifically pink tops. And I was like, I want to do a little Valentine's Day color. And all I have is this short shirt, tank top. So I need to pull up my list that I made here for us. Now, some of these came from our own date ideas that we've done, and I'll let you know which ones those were. And others are just like, internet things and things I've kind of seen other people do. So I hope to do all of these though pretty soon so that I can actually say like, yes, that was a great date idea. But for today, some date ideas for cozy winter vibes, specifically for Valentine's Day. I have 21, which I was kind of surprised when I started doing this list. I was like, maybe I'll do like 10 or 12, but I came up with 21 different ideas that were worth mentioning. So let's jump in. Okay, number 1, candlelight concert. So I am really excited because next week I'm taking Ian to a Hans Zimmer candlelight concert from, I think it's literally just called Candlelight Concerts. It's like a new, I don't know, kind of effort from this like organization or some brand is doing these things where musicians are playing through really cool soundtracks. And they did like an ode to Taylor Swift. There was one that was, I don't remember, Romeo and Juliet themed. But I was like, I don't know music from that or, where that music came from. But the Hans Zimmer one seemed perfectly in Ian's interest. So I got him that for Christmas. And it's coming up next week. And I'm so excited because I feel like live music is always such a treat. And it's one of those little things that I don't want to lose in society. Like, I love just I love musicals. I love hearing people sing in a choir in person. I love just live orchestras and instruments. It's like, oof, there's just something so beautiful about it. So especially the candlelight vibe, I think that's perfect for winter. So it should be a good time. Okay, on the same line of that, jazz, like a jazz night. So to do this kind of like affordably, find a bar or a nightclub or a restaurant even that has live music and see if they have a jazz headliner coming up. That way, it's not like you have to buy a concert ticket. It's more like, oh, we're just going to go to this bar. You can order Coca-Colas or just like a cocktail or something. Stay as long as you want. You can tip the musicians, but like it's a little more casual than, okay, we're getting dressed up. We have to go to this concert. It's going to be like 3 hours long, like that whole process. So I feel like jazz nights are a great option. I don't even think I've been to one in Columbus though, which is really sad. Like I'm from Columbus, Ohio, and we live there now. So I'm like, I need to find a little jazz place. If you're in New York, I've been to some really cool ones in New York. And then in Cincinnati, we've been to Ghost Baby. Really fun. And it's just like an underground kind of speakeasy style bar. And then there's like live music. Some of it's jazz, some of it's just like, random indie bands, but always love a good jazz night. It's really fun. Oh, I also went to one in Pittsburgh and I couldn't pronounce anything on words. I couldn't pronounce anything on the menu. And I ordered what I thought was like salmon because I was really hungry. And it was like raw fish and everything was squishy and cold. And the lady next to us was like not letting us sit down and there was like nowhere to sit. So like I was sitting down at the bar and Ian was standing. So hopefully your jazz night experience is not like that. It wasn't the best night, but it's all good. Okay, another date night idea, art museum. So this is even for people who are like, I don't like art, or like, what do you do? I feel like art museums are becoming more interactive, which is really cool. There's lots of little things. Usually there's like QR codes you can scan to watch a video about something, or sometimes there's channels you can tune into to like listen to a curator describe pieces or listen to music that goes with each piece. There's so many fun ways that museums are kind of tapping into the like multi-sensory multimedia platforms. The Cleveland Art Museum, I believe, is free admission all the time. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know about the Cincinnati Art Museum, but the Columbus Art Museum is free on Sundays. And then I think they have some select days throughout the weeks or months that they'll do like different things where it is free or low cost. But those are my little hacks because I feel like a lot of people hear all these date night ideas and they're like, I don't have enough money, or like, that's so expensive. And like, yeah, if you go on a Saturday morning at full price, it's going to be like $20 a person. But if you do a little research, plan your trip out, you could probably just go for free. Super fun. So also if you're a student, never forget about being a student is such a blessing sometimes because your student ID gets you discounts almost anywhere. Like I feel like a lot of government things or museums of all kinds or, you know, bus fares around town, a lot of the time if you have a student ID, they'll be like, come on in. Okay, another date night idea for the winter, thrifting for each other. You guys know I love thrifting. This top is thrifted. The bottoms that you can't see, they're elephant pants. Also thrifted. So thrifting for each other, though, makes it less of a shopping spree and more of a date night. We've done this a couple of times, and it's super fun. I'll just run around the store and find things that I think will look good on Ian. He'll do the same. We'll meet at the dressing rooms, you know, show each other what we got, and then do a little fashion show, like Kelly Kapoor style, like fashion show. And it's just fun, and you kind of like get to see whatever they pick out, whether it's like completely raunchy or totally oversized or just ridiculous, you have to like try it on and then show the other person. And then, you know, at the end of the day, one of you gets to, you know, pick what you're actually gonna keep, but it's super fun. And then you could also expand on that, and then whatever you buy, come home, wash it, and wear it out for your next date night out or that same day. It could just be like a fun little all-day experience. Another idea, go ice skating. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. It'd be so fun to go out ice skating outside, I feel like, but I don't know any rinks that, like, at least in our area, that get consistently cold enough where that would be possible. But that would be really cute and romantic. It's on my bucket list. Go bowling. So, okay, listen, I literally have a sore butt right now because I went bowling 2 days ago with Ian and his dad and his retired buddies. I am so sore. Like, I literally have no idea how I'm so sore. I've gone bowling plenty of times in like recent years, and I'm like, I was never this sore after bowling. But for whatever reason, my butt and my back are killing me, like so sore from bowling. Also, I'm not very good at it. Like his retired buddies, my father-in-law's retired friends are amazing at bowling. They're getting like 200s and I'm like barely bowling a 94 and it's embarrassing, but it's fun. It's like super inexpensive, you know, for 2 or 3 games, it's usually less than $15 a person, depending on where you go, but it's always a good time. And then you can kind of, you know, bring friends, make it more of a group activity, or just do it with yourselves. Gets you out of the house. I think it's super fun. Another option for inside your home is a picnic indoors. I know that can kind of sound lame because it's just like, all right, we're just like eating on the floor. But if you make it kind of romantic and you fully commit to the silliness of it, I think it's cute. You can put some candles up or even some flameless candles, which are really convenient if you live in an apartment. And then just like kind of commit to it. You could put something cute on your TV, like a little Shire or Hogwarts ambience or a little picnic scene. Make it feel a little springy wherever you are. Or you could put on a movie or something to go with it. But it is kind of fun, just like grab all your pillows, grab all your blankets, throw them on the floor, and then make a little charcuterie board or some sandwiches or mimosas or something. And it just kind of, I don't know, just kind of feels cute. Another one that I saw online that I don't think we've done in a while or ever, that sounds so bad. Okay, it's volunteering. But we volunteered for our church, like different churches and youth groups many times. But I never really think of that as volunteering. I'm like, oh yeah, that's just like what you do when you go to church. But yes, the ideas I put here are animal shelter with your church, with a youth center, food pantry, homeless shelter, anything along those lines. I feel like sometimes I just forget that it's like an option because there's not a lot of in your face marketing, like we need volunteers. But at the same time, I don't feel like we also would be open to that. If I saw like a big billboard that was like, we need volunteers at the homeless shelter, I'd be like, why aren't people volunteering already? But then when I don't see those calls to action, I'm like, why am I not volunteering? Like, do they need volunteers? Like, is there a need? So I think it's good just to like keep that in mind, that makes a cool date night too, is like doing an activity that serves your community together. You could get involved at like a community center. You could volunteer at your like gym or a daycare center, or see if there's any needs at your church, food pantry, stuff like that. Just even calling them up. I'm literally saying this to myself too. I'm going to put this on my to-do list. Like calling up those places and saying like, hey, are there any needs this winter? How could we, do something in person to help? You could volunteer with like the government too. I feel like political parties are always looking for volunteers. I used to volunteer at the library when I was a kid, and I really enjoyed that. But little things like that just kind of could help and be a cute date night idea that you may have not done before. I also put down wine tasting, and I was thinking like at-home wine tasting. We did this when we were engaged and we were trying to pick what wine we wanted for our wedding because we were on a budget, and we're like, we can't do an open bar. We're just gonna like buy a bunch of bottles of wine and like people can sip them. And by a bunch of bottles, our range was like $6 to $7 a bottle. So we went to Kroger, found a couple different wines that we had already tried or liked, brought them back, and Ian, his mom, and I just like sat and like sipped them and then wrote down our favorite ones and assigned them and like put them in a bowl and then picked them all out. So that could be a fun one, but I guess you could also just go to a winery and like taste things. So I was like, oh, they could do it at home. But I guess at home it's fun because you can set the price budget. You could say, okay, our budget's $20. We're going to go get 3 cheapish bottles of wine, come home and sip them and like, be silly. Or you could say, oh, our budget's like $50. We're going to go to a winery kind of situation, do their little flight, get a little cheese board and spend a little more, but have probably better wine. Okay. Other date night ideas, rock climbing, indoor rock climbing. I haven't done that with Ian, but I have done it before. Could be fun. If you're scared of heights, maybe not so fun. Another one, paint and sip night is like the go-to, I think, but I wrote paint taper candles. I don't know if you guys have seen that kind of trending on TikTok, but people will just like buy inexpensive taper candles off of Amazon and take little paintbrushes and just kind of do little designs, little flowers, anything kind of cute and easy. But I also love that it's not just like another canvas, another piece of wall art that you may or may not like or use. But a candle, like you can light that, you'll use it, and then it also helps the cozy feeling of like it's winter. Like it's just something that kind of brings this sense of warmth to the whole evening. So I thought that was a fun one. On the same exact note, candle making. So before Christmas this past year, I was like determined to do everyone's gifts by hand. I was like, I'm gonna make people stuff. So I went to Hobby Lobby and I bought a candle making kit. I bought wax. I bought all the things that you need. I bought like candle molds. And I got to work and it was fun. It was actually really enjoyable. It wasn't extremely expensive. Like your upfront cost would probably be like 40 to 50 just to get started. You could also just get a candle making kit off of Amazon that has everything together and try that. But I had a good time with it and it was fun just to like give people candles. Like it makes a cute little gift. So it's not like you're just making junk that's going to sit in your house. You're going to use them. But it was fun and Ian helped out as well. Like, got to pick some scents together. If you wanted to do a more formal version of this and not like tear up your whole kitchen like we did, you could go to some place like the candle making, or I think it's called the Candle Lab in Columbus. There's a couple of them around the country, I think, but places like that that do little candle making activities that you can just pay and then you can kind of have the experience. So yeah, I thought that was a cool one. Book club date is on my list. So this is a cute, simple one that literally, if you guys are used to just sitting in bed at the end of the day and reading side by side, it's kind of the same thing. So maybe it's not that exciting to you, but grab your book, grab your person, go to a coffee shop, put your AirPods in and just read. Like something that you're doing the same thing together, but it's intentional, or you're reading the same book but at your own pace and then you talk about it later, like your own little marriage or dating book club. It's kind of fun. I'm going to an event literally tomorrow with a group of women, or no, it's not tomorrow, it's later. But it's literally like a book club that's similar to that. It's like everyone's reading their own book. We're not reading the same book, but it's just a gathering that happens a couple times a month at a coffee shop. And we're all just there, seeing each other, say hey, reading our books. I don't know, it's just like the perfect little introvert date. I think it's fun. Okay, the next date night idea is choose a cocktail and make it together, or a mocktail if you are non-alcoholic. I think that could be cute to do like a old-fashioned night at home where maybe you theme everything you're munching on, or you theme the music, or you guys get dressed up a certain way. But you could, pick a cocktail that you haven't made before and go get all the ingredients and do it the right way. Like if you have to smoke something, like figure out how to do that. Or I don't know, just kind of make an artisan cocktail at home and learn the process with each other. And then that could be your drink that week because you'll probably have all the ingredients. I don't know, I just think little things like that, like finding small ways to make what otherwise would just be like, oh, we'll just like, drink whatever we have, or we'll just go to a bar. It's like, let's find a way to make that at home and make it more special. Okay, next date night idea is go to a comedy club night, or the cheap version that we do a lot is watch Key and Peele skits on YouTube. I think that's so fun because I forget that you can do things like buy a ticket to a comedy show. I've been to a few. I think I went to one with Ian one time on a cruise ship because it was just happening. So let's just go. But it was super funny. And it's like, oh wait, just laughing together, and half the jokes are about marriage anyway. So it's super silly. But then it's so fun to just pull up a comedy sketch or someone's show on Netflix or YouTube and just laugh together and just watch something that's funny and different than a movie. Okay, another one I said is 2-person game nights like Boggle, Scrabble. We also just bought a 2-person game. I don't even remember what it's called. It's like a card game, but things like that where you can just kind of do something that's not sitting down in front of the TV at the end of the day, engaging with each other. Or you could make this a group activity, bring some friends, play a couple fun games like Mafia, or what's the other one we play all the time? Secret Hitler. We just played a new one called, I guess it was just new to me, Horrified. I don't know, but something like that where you grab some friends, try to find a game or two, make a whole night out of it. Okay, another date night idea, indoors, baking dessert together and then eating it in your PJs, which is vital to making that so cute. I just think little things like that is really fun. The thing that I would caution people though is I feel like sometimes when it's not communicated, this is the date night activity, what happens is one person, usually the woman, is sitting in the kitchen making the dessert, and then the guy's not engaged. So making it known like, hey, let's pick a recipe together. Oh, we want to do chocolate lava cakes? Awesome. We're going to do this together. And then making it, and then that can be like your little post-dinner snack. At-home spa day, or actually go to a massage parlor and get a real couples massage. Kind of the same idea. Sometimes, I don't know if anyone else feels this way, but like their spouse or significant other, when I'm like, hey babe, could you please like rub my shoulders? He's like, yeah. I'm so tired. Like I feel like it's always like 3 seconds and then he's like, do you want more? And I'm like, yeah, I want more. So I don't know. Ian's amazing and is getting so much better at little shoulder rubs for more than 3 seconds, but that tends to be the theme. So sometimes it's worth it just to book a couples massage and be like, cool, then we're both happy and no one else has to, I don't know. We both get the little rubs. We get the little rubs. Okay. Next is a cooking class. I've never tried this before. I think it could be fun. What I am interested in doing this year is making pasta from scratch. And I was thinking about signing up for a class to do that, but I was like, who am I kidding? I'm just gonna do that in my home. Save my dollars. But a real cooking class could be fun, especially if there's like a dish you haven't wanted to try or it's like a culinary event. Could be kind of cool. 2 more and then we're there. The next one I put down is a pottery class. Not like painting pottery, but like throwing clay on a wheel, making an object, taking it home. I think that's so fun. I took a ceramics class in college and had a good time with it. I wasn't very patient with myself, so I only have I think like 2 pots survived that whole class and I made probably 50 different things. Yeah, I just like didn't love the way that things turned out, but instead of like perfecting it, I was like, I'm done. So it could be frustrating if it's your first time ever doing it, but I still think like of the scene in Ghost or like those little romantic movies where they're like, we're just like making our clay together. I think it could be cool. All right, last date night idea that hopefully helps inspire you guys this Valentine's Day is run away to the beach. One of my favorites. I genuinely mean that. But the more affordable, budget-friendly version would be a staycation at a nearby hotel. Never underestimate the power of just getting out of your own environment. I think that's so important, like, especially in the winter, you can just really get those seasonal saddies and be like, oh my gosh, like, even like, I remember when we were in an apartment, it's just like so tiny, there's not much going on, you've got just like walls everywhere, and you just kind of feel trapped. So if you take $150, book a night at a nearby hotel, order room service, go grab some drinks, like something that just feels a little different, get out of the ordinary, watch a bunch of movies together, jump on the beds, don't have to worry about cleaning up after yourselves. It just feels fun and cozy. Oh, the best part is the hot tubs too. That's why we like to go to hotels. Anyway, I hope that these date night ideas have helped you find some cute little ways to celebrate your love this Valentine's Day. So excited for anyone out there who is in the engaged season specifically, because I'm a wedding photographer and that's just like the best time to have a Valentine's Day is when you're in that season. To all my married lovebirds out there, good luck, guys. I hope you find something to do that is so fun and cozy and it just feels a little different. But yeah, let me know which one of these date nights you are looking forward to trying. I actually don't know what we're gonna do. I haven't even thought about it. That's kind of terrifying, but I will take a look at these and with Ian and we'll pick something. But I hope this has been a fun episode for you. Go stay cozy, have a fantastic Valentine's Day, fall in love all over again, and we'll see you back next week. Thanks, guys. Bye.